Afternoon, VC Harris here, with some audiophile. This is gonna blow the VC wide open, I think. Watching a popular YouTube video the other day, they're doing a shootout of it's Audiophile, a shootout of Pink Floyd's Animals, and I've transcribed what was said on the video. It's all here. We've spent all morning going back and forth between pressings, largely using pigs. Largely using pigs. What are you doing? What are you asking Mr. Snuffles what his favourite colour variant is? Probably mud. Are you asking Sir Oinks-a-Lot about inner grooves distortion? Why are you involving farmyard animals? This just seems absolute mad. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Hello. What's that? Pigs is a track of Pink Floyd's Animals. Is it? Okay. Thanks. This is awkward. Record fair buys. Record fair every month here, just down the road. Yeah, picked up some alright stuff. I'm not buying it. This is the last two record fairs. I'm cutting down. There's no money about, so got a strange relationship with Neil Young. I'm a bit hit and miss. I like After the Gold Rush is my all-time favourite. Love it. I'm always a bit concerned with his Ditch trilogy, which was Tonight's the Night, On the Beach, and that other live one or something. And whenever artists start talking about trilogies, it normally means they're trying to hide maybe some weaker material. I know a lot of people like On the Beach. I'm hit and miss. This came after the Ditch trilogy. This is upside down. This is Zuma by Neil Young, and I like this opening track. Don't Cry No Tears essentially invented Teenage Fan Club. I love those I'm not a guitarist, but I love those sort of ringing songs where it's like ding ding. Don't Cry No Tears is marvellous, and you know, I love a good ringing song. I suppose, you know, September Girls by Big Star, or Angel Bird Can Sing by the Beatles, or Rain even by the Beatles. I love that. But this is a nice mix of pop and his more, you know, guitar fret wank outs. You got Don't Cry No Tears, Pardon My Heart, which is a real lovely tune. Looking for Love, Barstool Blues, Cortez the Killer. Side 2 is a little bit hit and miss, but yeah, fantastic stuff. So Zuma, Neil Young. Got it cheap because obviously someone's cat had hammered that, but the vinyl's absolutely spot on. And I don't give a monkeys about sleeve condition. As long as the track plays, I'm all for it. So yeah, that's a nice one. Cheap, very cheap this. Next up, I was kind of pleased to find it. I always owned this as a ute. And then during the 2007 vinyl sell-off that I had to go through as my life had slightly hit the skids, I got rid of quite a lot of records, sort of 40%. And one of them was this, The Clash's first album. Got this at the Record Fair today. It's a UK first press. It's in, I'm going to say, almost unplayed. I don't think this has been played. It's still got the gloss on it. I got it pretty decent. I think it's just 25 quid for a UK first press. Beat him down a little bit. I was watching Vinyl Richie, and he reminded me how good side 1 is. And it is almost perfect, I think, side 1. Janie Jones, one of the great openers of all time. And side 2 kind of falls apart a bit, and, you know, Police and Thieves. Career Opportunities is good, but I love records where I only like one side, so it's like a 12-inch EP that I don't have to turn over. It's win-win. And yeah, so The Clash's first album, UK first press, absolutely fantastic condition. Really pleased to get this. Very pleased to get this. Madness's Divine Madness. This was the Greatest Hits collection, brought out to help publicise their comeback gig in Finsbury Park in August the 8th, 1992. I remember it well because I went. Morrissey was support. I was a huge Madness fan. I was a huge Morrissey fan. I was a bigger Smiths fan. And it was a boiling hot day. I was still kind of cosplaying Morrissey a little bit at that stage of my life. And I turned up. Everyone had been drinking in North London from about 9 o'clock in the morning. There was 30,000 middle-aged skinheads there. And there was me, dressed in my mum's cardigan with National Health glasses, looking like a Morrissey, looking like the pound stretcher Morrissey. to be honest. So I had to run the gauntlet of these lunatics. So to be honest, I'd taken something in the morning myself. It was a boiling hot day. Everyone was off their tits, to be honest. When they played the first track, One Step Beyond, it actually registered as an earthquake in North London. That's a true story. And they had to evacuate the flats because it was absolute carnage. And it was a great day, a little bit hair-raising at time. It reminded me a little bit of a mid-80s English football match sort of atmosphere. Slightly sort of joyously tense would be the way. But this is great. It's got everything, the whole era. So I think Madness had more top 10 hits than any other band in the UK in the 80s. This has got the lot. Fantastic stuff. Really glad to get it. Don't see it on vinyl a lot. Got it for a great price. It was a CD and tape album, really. But yeah, really pleased with that. Next up, really pleased with this. Public Enemy 12-inch. It's from the first album, which is a clunky album, the first album. You're going to get yours. Mosey Weighs a Ton. Off the first album, my favourite track is Public Enemy #1 with the immortal opening line. I go ooh and ah when I jump in my car. People treat me like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Any band that quotes Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is my favourite ever basketball player, along with Charles Barkley. Come on, man. Who's also quoted by Public Enemy. But the reason I bought this is it's a 12-inch and it's got Rebel Without a Pause on. Maybe the greatest track of all time by anyone, ever. When I first heard it in '87, I was confused. When I heard it the second time, I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever heard. It's incredible, incendiary. I think the sample, I always thought the sample was like a good John Coltrane sample. I think it's actually Impeach the President by the JBs, James Brown's backing band. Incredible. So glad I got this. Brilliant. Flavor Flav looking quite conservative as well. This is pre-Clocker Rocket era, I think, but what a sleeve as well. But yeah, I love this. Next up, I bought this because I watched a stream. Patrick, the vinyl archivist, he was playing this album. My favourite ever UK early 80s 12-inch is Visage's Fade to Grey, which is contained on here. It's a pretty decent album. I need to give it some more listens. I'm really looking for the 12-inch of Visage's Fade to Grey. That's becoming a bit of a grail for me. I cannot find it anywhere, and I can find anything. I can always find stuff. I never use Discogs, or rarely. I bought one thing in my life off Discogs. But yeah, Visage's opening album, promo copy, didn't seem to affect the price, so I got it for a £5 and it had been sitting there for about 3 months. I need to listen to it a bit more, but yeah, Fade to Grey is just, what can you say? Next up, collection, Lee Scratch Perry sadly died, the reggae master. Has any man dominated a genre of music like Lee Scratch Perry has dominated reggae? Lee Scratch Perry, King Scratch, it's a compilation of his whole career. Him as a songwriter, him as a performer, him as a producer. If you're looking for an intro into reggae, you can't go, this is not the history of reggae, because this guy is the history of reggae. I actually would have gone for the CD looking back. This has got 24 tracks on it. The CD's got 40. I wish I'd gone for the CD. This is kind of like an intro to the box set. The box set's got 109 tracks on it, and it's 80 quid. So, I mean, I'm never going to pay 80 quid for a record, but if you're looking for a way into reggae and you can go for 80 quid, I think the box set is the way to go. That's a decent price. And yeah, fantastic. It's got, to anyone in the UK, it's got Hurt So Good by Susan Cadogan, which everyone knows in the UK. It was a top 5. But it's got all his Upsetters gear on here. Little Roy, there's Prince Jazzbo. It's got Police and Thieves by Junior Mervyn. It's got Son of Slaves. It's got Chase the Devil, which everyone knows from the Prodigy's Out of Space, by Max Romeo. So it's all good gear, but it's all stuff I've got scattered around everywhere. But yeah, well worth getting. King Scratch, Lee Scratch Perry. Great anthology. Maybe his best anthology, I reckon. There is one called, I think, People Funny Boy, but I'd go for this. Next up, we got Gil Scott Heron's 12-inch, The Bottle. This comes out, I'm a bit dubious of this, it's come out on green vinyl, and it's probably a 70s coloured vinyl, so that's got a disaster written all over it. But I love The Bottle by Gil Scott Heron. There's 3 mixes on here, and I'm really looking forward to playing this. It's an absolute masterpiece, isn't it? Next up, another 12, The Beatnuts, Off the Books, one of the greatest hip-hop tracks of the 90s, with Big Pun doing the opening verse. The greatest opening verse. Big Pun, I think, is the most underrated rapper of all time. There's a plaza in the Bronx named after him. He died. He wasn't messing about when he called himself Big Pun, because I think he died age 30, weighing about 40 stone. If you were at the Empire in Bognor in 1997 and they dropped Off the Books by the Beatnuts, it was game over. The place used to go berserk. It's fantastic. Fantastic. I'm so pleased to get this, and it's so cheap, these sort of 12 inches. Sound amazing. It's also got Watch Out Now, which is also fantastic, but off the books, big puns opening verse. The great Sesame Street style flute sample. It's just a killer. And Hashim's Al Naifish. I've always wanted this on 12 inch. Came out in 82, around the time of Herbie Hancock's The Rocket, around the time of Tyrone Brunson's The Smurf. An electro classic. Just fantastic. This to have it on 12 is, I'm so thrilled because it's going to sound amazing. So yeah, I'm really chuffed with that. And so they're all my recent record store buys. I hope everyone's all right. Take care, and see you all soon. Bye now.